Bless up yourself, one and all, one and all. It is another episode of the Troy Graham Experience, and in the kitchen tonight, we're in the kitchen tonight with former junior welterweight champion. Well, I believe is multi-time junior welterweight champion, and now king of the kitchen, aka Chef Chop Chop, DeMarcus Corley in the house. Step on up to the microphone, brother, and tell them about Chop Chop's Kitchen, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's going down in the kitchen today, y'all. What's up with y'all, man? Nothing much. I got some. I got a Cornish hen in the rotisserie that I'm cooking right quick. Then I got some ribs that I just
So,
seasoned up.
so
Go ahead.
Chop
What you say?
Chop, man. I was gonna say, how are you, first of all, brother? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm enjoying life, man.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Bless. So let's talk about your transition from the ring to being a champion in the ring to being a king in the kitchen. When did you start cooking? You learn from grandma, you learn from mom, who you learn out we learn from.
I learned how to cook from my mother, man. As a kid, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, me being the baby boy of three brothers. I stayed up underneath my mother. She didn't let me go outside as much until I started boxing. And I used to see her cut up the fish, cut the head off, and gut the fish, and cut up whole chickens. And I was like, "That's nasty." And she was like, "You don't want to learn this?" I was like, "No, I'm not touching that yucky stuff." And she's like, "So who's gonna cook for you?" So as I got older, I said, "I'm gonna have me a woman that can cook for me." And she said, "But what if she don't know how to cook good?" I said, "Well, I guess I gotta eat what she cooked." She said, "Nah, you want to be able to cook your own food. You don't want to have to depend on no woman just in case you don't have one." And sure enough, I started messing around in the kitchen. I was about 13 years old, cooking grilled cheese and learning how to make good scrambled eggs and cheese. And I just took it from there.
All right. You know what? I got to shout out to your mom, man, because she raised you to be a strong man that can't be kept by no woman, which is a blessing, man. Which is a blessing. Too many grown men out here don't know how to even boil water. Chop. Go ahead. Go ahead and speak on that.
I think they want to spend more time out there in the streets, not learning how to do the things in the house that a woman know how to do. I think a man should not do everything in the house and outside the house. I mean, you shouldn't rely and depend on a woman to cook for you all the time. I mean, me, I'm in the gym all the time constantly, but when I come home, I don't be feel like cooking. But if I know I want something good, I gotta cook it because I know what it's gonna taste like.
Absolutely, man. I always said our favorite cook is usually ourselves.
You broke
And
up for a
who
minute.
could cook? Okay, good, good. Can you hear me now, or is it sound?
Yes.
How's it sound now? Yeah, because I always say, that our best chef is ourselves. Because who could cook? Who could cook? Who could cook better for us than us?
There you
Besides
go.
grandma and mom. But
I passed. She passed the torch to me, and my food was so good where she would be like, my nickname wasn't Chop Chop. My nickname was Duck. She would say, "Duck, fry me some of that good chicken." I'm like, "Ma, your chicken good too." She said, "But nah, it don't taste like yours though."
duck, yeah,
So
yeah, duck from the five heartbeats, huh? But but yeah, Chop. Thanks for that transition. I was gonna ask you, to break down some of your favorite, meals and dishes that you prepare, man.
um, I think my favorite is I love fried chicken. I love chicken. Period. Fried chicken, baked chicken, barbecue chicken, grilled chicken. Chicken would be number one on the list. You can't go wrong with the bird. And then I would say my ribs. I love ribs off the grill, ribs out of the rotisserie. My third on the list would be my lamb chops. Lamb chop, the rack of lamb, the cubes, the leg. Even I got the shoulder in the freezer now. I got to take that out for next week. The fighter, he wants some lamb the day that he fight. He got a fight coming up, so he requested lamb for dinner.
Now, Chop, I was taught by my grandmother. We Jamaican, right? Break
Ooh,
down,
okay.
break the, yeah, yeah. Break down the cleaning process you do before you cook. Because in my household, it was it was the vinegar and the water, and she let that soak, and then she get to, that soaks for a while, and she rinse it off, and the food was never the same color. It started off one color, but once it sat in there, it looked a little clearer and cleaner once it got you know after it sat in the vinegar for a while. Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
vinegar, lime, and water. I'm sorry, vinegar, lime, and water.
I was gonna say you forgot that lime. I don't like the lime, so I don't put a lot of lime in it, and I don't let it soak for no more than like 20 minutes in some nice warm water, and I whoop it around in my pan, the big bowl that I use, and about 25 minutes, and then I'll rinse it off real good. Me, I don't like lemon or lime, so I hate that taste.
Man, that's a staple in my house, man. I got it. I got it. I cook, put it on everything, everything.
Ugh, nasty.
You were talking about the now the lamb chops because I can't eat lamb, right?
Why?
I, because I'm allergic to it. It give me the gout. I can't eat lamb. They don't be laughing at that, man. The gout's painful, boy. It's painful. But no, no, no. Not even the gout. Tell us how you clean them ribs, brother. Because yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Because grandma's cleaning process was was just like I told you, right? With the water, the vinegar, woo, the water, the vinegar, and the lemon, right?
yeah.
And then she boiled it in a pot with a big onion that she cut in two. But go ahead and tell us your process.
Like I would cut this open, and I will clean it. I would rinse it real good first, and then I would sprinkle some sea salt over it and put it in a nice big bowl or bucket and let it set for about 2 to 3 hours. And then once I rinse it back off and clean it, I will cut it up and put it in a Ziploc and freeze it because I know I'm not gonna cook it right now. And then that way, once it's frozen, whichever day I decide to cook it, I take it out, throw it out, rinse it off. Then I will put sea salt back over it again and let it set for like another 15 minutes as it's thawing out. And once it's nice and soft, I got a blade. It's a fillet blade. I like to fillet my ribs open. That way I can sprinkle my seasoning in between the meat, and then I let it marinate for about 3 hours. See, there's a process when it comes to cooking food. I like to marinate it and let it set for throughout the day. When I come back from the gym, clean up, then I'll get started on it. But the ribs, it's just something about them ribs, man. They taste so good, and I don't use barbecue sauce. Hello,
Yes, sir.
you
Chop.
there?
You said you don't use barbecue sauce. What do you put
Nah,
on there, man?
it's my season. That's it.
Oh, oh, okay. So you just do the dry rub. You don't do the wet. You don't use nothing wet.
I don't use no sauce, no barbecue sauce, no honey mustard, no sweet baby Ray. Man, you gotta taste my ribs. I'm telling you.
Okay, okay. I tell you what. If I ate pork, but I might try one just because it's you, just because it's you. I might try one of the chop pork. But you said something about your blade. Is that the chop blade that's on the picture?
Nah, not yet. This one right here. This is a fillet blade. I got these knives from Sam's. They had a special going on. It was a whole set. But this is a
And you
fillet blade right here.
And you have a sharpener in your house, don't you? You have a nice sharpener. I can tell.
I got a couple. I got two of them.
That's what I thought. Where's the nice sharpener? Let me see.
It ain't far from me. One right. This the little one, and this the medium sized one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, because that blade look kind of dangerous, boy. Look kind of dangerous.
Man, you ain't trying to get cut. I tell you that.
No, but tell us about that blade that's in the picture that I posted on
Oh,
your.
oh, that's the butcher knife.
That's the butcher knife, and that's the
That's
chop
the
chop
butcher
blade. Huh?
knife blade. Yeah, that's gonna be my first blade once we come out with my knife. Yeah.
All right, well, go ahead and speak on that. Do you have a whole set, or what are you working on?
I'm gonna work on a whole knife set, and then once we do the knife set, I'm gonna work on my pots and pans. I want my own cookware.
Okay. Cast iron? You got any cast iron coming out?
We're gonna do non-stick. I'm gonna do.
You said non-stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the non-stick first.
Okay. What about cutting boards and all that, man? Because I'm a big fan of cutting boards, man.
We always gotta have a cutting board in play. I may do a different kind of cutting board. Instead of going with the wood, I may do a granite marble because this guy who make knives, he used a lot of marble handles on his knives. So I'm thinking about letting him do the cutting boards also when he make my knives.
Okay, and I see you got the hat and the apron, man. Can we expect that to come out on like the chop chop line too?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have the apron. This the apron one. Normally I have my jacket on in my hat. I got three hats. I got red, black, and white. And a guy he ordered a green one. I sent them a green one a couple months ago. But I'm gonna have multiple colors of aprons.
I tell you what, I dropped the link there in the chat because we got some fans in there who want to speak to you. So if anybody wants to jump on and speak to Chop Chop, man, they could go ahead and do that, and then ask Chop any questions they want. Now you said you've been cooking now for about what 20 years, Chop?
Little over 20 years, yeah.
Okay. Now, what would you say is the most important thing to do, man? Because you have a lot of people that say, well, that seem to follow other people. They watch this video, or most people read recipes and say that they have to get exactly like the video. What's the one thing you want to tell people when it comes to cooking?
Don't leave the
Well,
kitchen.
it don't have to be one thing, but what's the one thing you want people to do?
My most important thing is don't leave the kitchen. I can't leave the kitchen. You don't want to leave the kitchen because you get sidetracked, you get to doing something else. And I like to watch my food. I ain't letting my food burn.
Okay, so because me, I work everything on the timer. I
Right.
set timers on my phone and all that, and I set my temperatures ahead of time so I know what's up, right? And now let me ask you this: when it comes to vegetables, when you're doing stuff, do you season them first or do you season them? No, you know what? I'm actually jumping ahead because my grandmother used to tell me that you have to season the pot. So do you season your pot or you put the seasoning as you put the ingredients in?
I season my vegetables as I put them in as they. I like to eat broccoli. I love broccoli, so most of my broccoli is frozen. As it's thrown out, I like to sprinkle my seasoning and add a little bit of butter. Um, but most of all, it's always going to be some seasoning in between the broccoli or my vegetables being cooked. Period. And I sprinkle the season that I season my meat with. I sprinkle a little of that season over my vegetables as well.
Okay, because I do it a
Mm.
little differently. I season the vegetables first, and I always like season the pot first. I put a little something in the pot, right? I say if I'm making soup,
Yeah.
chop. I'll boil I get it to a slow boil, maybe not a like a running boil like they like to say, right? Then I drop some garlic in there, and some other seasoning, and I just get that, kind of like starting a broth or whatever, right? Then
Yeah.
I'll season like the vegetables, like separate in a separate bowl. I'll season the chicken or whatever I'm putting in there in a separate bowl, everything has a time too. Do you do your stuff on timing? Because let's say if I drop in some onions, that's for 2 minutes. I drop in the corn maybe for a minute and things like that. How do you work it?
Uh, if I'm doing like my corn, green peppers, onions, my celery and stuff, I like to put all that in together and season it and let it all cook at one time.
Okay, now do you make any chop tacos like for Taco Tuesdays and all that, man? Do any tacos?
I ain't messing with that junk. I call it junk because it ain't healthy food, man. It's fat food. I like to eat in, not out. I ain't going no Taco Bells.
Chop. You have a guest here. You have a guest, man. It's Greg Towns just jumped on the line, right?
Yeah, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
What's good?
Hey, 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 what's up, champ? Good to see you, man.
Same to you, man.
Yeah, ain't nothing, man. Just I wasn't. I was just gonna watch the show. Hey, Troy, you got a little bit of like a second delay. You got a
Yeah,
little bit
Greg.
like a second delay in the audio.
Yeah, man. Sometimes that's with the signal, man. I don't want to move because that might mess up the whole signal. But go ahead.
I was
Go ahead and
watching.
talk to
I
Chop.
was watching the champ. I was watching the champ do his thing. What was that?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead,
I can hear
Greg.
you.
Yeah. Hey, and I wanted. I know you were talking about cooking, but I'm just so tempted to start talking, asking about boxing.
No. We're gonna transition into that before the show go off. But we're gonna still, we're gonna stay on the Chop Kitchen for right now.
No,
All
no,
right.
my bad. No, it's all good. You keep. No, yeah, no doubt. Hey, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that hat, champ. I'm feeling that hat, man.
Hey,
Oh
Chop,
yeah.
Chop. What was that you
I
just
like
showed on
my hat.
camera?
Oh, that's my bro. That's a chicken. That's a little chicken.
That's nice, man. Now, Greg. Do you cook?
I cooked it. I was a prep cook for about 5 years ago. I don't know too much, but I did a little bit. I was like a line cook, but I ain't.
You got another guest here, Chef Chop. We got another guest. Big up yourself, Felton. Go ahead. I know you could cook, Felt. I know you could cook, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Chuck, what's up?
Ain't nothing much. I'm in the kitchen, man.
I see.
I be asking myself, man, if I wasn't a fighter, I'll be a big guy because I love to eat.
Hey, Chop.
Yeah,
Chop, I got a question for you, right?
go ahead.
If you had to cook a meal for both of them, what do you think? What do you think Greg's meal would be? And and what do you think Felton's meal would be over here?
For Greg, I'll let him get some of this good lamb.
And yeah, I like lamb, champ. I like lamb.
for Felton, for Felton, I give him some good meatloaf, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. I, I'm not allergic.
He say I'm not allergic.
Oh, there you go, Troy.
Yeah, we on here.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
What?
So there you have it.
Hey,
Chop is in the
champ. Hey, champ. Hey, champ.
Yo,
What you know about them chitlins? Champ, what you know about them chitlins?
I ain't young no more.
Yeah.
when I was young, I used to eat it. I ain't know no better. Not no
Yeah,
more.
that. Let me tell you what. Every time someone cooked chitlins and I was in their house, I would get
Yeah,
sick and
yeah.
find my way out the house. I've actually never tasted chitlins ever in my whole life. I don't plan on doing it now.
You ain't missing nothing.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, they smell the whole house up, man. They will smell the whole house up with them hog maws.
yeah, hey, Chop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a fight this Friday out here in Orlando. It's Kaufman, Marshall Kaufman doing this. It's a fight showbox out here this Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be going out there. Me and Bo, we'll be out there.
Hey, 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 hey,
Tell Bo I'm gonna cook him some lamb chops.
Yep.
I
Hey,
know he'll like
hey,
them pork chops too.
Yep.
and Jonathan, what part of Florida?
I'm in Orlando.
In Orlando?
Yep.
Yeah, I used to live in Daytona and Holly Hill for two
Oh
years.
man. Okay. My son go out to
Yeah,
my son go to Bethune
yeah,
Cookman.
yeah, but don't cook, man. I used to
Yep.
stay at that college, man. I used to love it down there. I went
Yep.
down
That's
there
where
to
my
train
son
for a
goes.
couple of months. I ended up staying for 2 years. I used to go to gyms all over Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville, Orlando. I know
Yep.
you're smart, guys. I love it down
um,
there, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
listen,
Chop to come back down here.
yeah,
Yeah.
listen, Chop. I know you could cook, but what's your baking skills like, Chop?
I just baked some blueberry muffins yesterday. They all gone.
They all gone?
Oh man,
I
champ.
might do
What
some
about cakes
brownies
and
tonight.
what about
Now,
cakes and
I
pies,
love
Chop?
some blueberry
I
muffins. Blueberry muffins. I love me some blueberry muffins, man.
Yeah, man. What about cakes and pies, Chop? What you look like doing that?
I'm good. I'm good in the baking also. My mom's favorite was the German chocolate, the 3 layer though. It had to be 3 layers.
Woo! I, I can't mess with you on that because I can't. Yeah, I can't touch that.
I got to do this.
Yeah. Hey
What
Troy,
about
man.
the
Yeah.
rum cake?
Hey Troy, y'all look good on here, man. But you know me,
That
man. I gotta
that
go
rum
out and
cake
get my
nasty. I
son.
don't like nothing with alcohol in it.
What kind of cake? Rum cake? Yeah,
What'd you say,
I don't
Phil?
like that either. Yeah, I can't deal with that. Can't deal with that, man.
What'd you say, Phil?
I gotta go pick up my son from basketball practice. It's 8:30.
All right, brother. All right, all right. Well, thank you for stopping through, man.
All right, no problem.
All right, champ.
All
Peace
right,
out.
y'all.
Peace out.
All right.
Okay.
Peace out, man.
Later.
All right. Now, now, Chop. You said you have sisters too, right?
Nah, my mother had 3 boys.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. I thought you said you had some sisters. Yeah. Who else could? Who else could throw down in the kitchen like you? Out of
My
the
older
three of y'all.
brother. My older brother.
Okay. Okay.
He went and he went to culinary school too. So he is a chef for real.
I was gonna ask you that. Do y'all ever have that conversation? Because see, people always get it confused with cooks and chefs. Chefs follow a certain path. Like a certain like a chef will follow the recipe, whereas most cooks follow their soul. Right?
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. I was offered a job out here in Vegas to work in the casino with one of the chefs. He has a chef inside the casino, and he asked me to come aboard and start cooking with him.
Wow.
And I went for a week. I went for a
You,
week, but
you,
I
you didn't
told him,
like it,
I said
champ?
I can't do this.
Why you didn't
I
like it?
can't cook like that. I
Too many
because
people?
I gotta taste my stuff. It's a taste.
Oh, too many people?
Yes. Yeah. You gotta feel it.
No,
You
it
gotta
wasn't
feel
the
what you're
people.
doing.
It's a taste that in the restaurant you got to cook a certain way. They have recipes that you got to go by. I cook with my
Oh,
soul,
yeah.
and I like soul food.
Got you,
Cooking from the
got you,
soul,
got
baby. You want some oxtail?
got you.
What you know
Hey,
about
I
oxtail?
love
What you know
this
about
food,
oxtail?
champ.
Chop chop. What you know about oxtail, man?
Man, I'm gonna have me some oxtails next week.
Oh, somebody talking about some oxtail.
Oh boy. I tell you what.
Now you
I
talking my
tell you what. Your
language.
boy in the chat room too, Major Key. Maybe he'll jump on and
I can
talk.
hear someone else.
Huh? Yeah, chop. Major Key in the chat. So maybe he'll jump on. Yeah, I could chop it up. Because he cooks as well, man. He cooks as well. But yeah, but tell us how you cook your oxtail, chop.
Ooh, I season them jokers. First, I throw them out and I cut them. I didn't have this knife at first. This is a new knife. But now that I got this one, when I get some oxtails on Saturday, I'm gonna split them open and I'm gonna season them and let them marinate for about a day or so, and then I'm gonna pour some water over them and let them set. I'm not gonna cook them, just gonna let them set in water with the onions and the green peppers
Mm.
and let it marinate in the refrigerator. And then I'm gonna cook them on Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, there
Let
you
that
go.
season with some garlic.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Put that garlic and boy, and then I gotta put that rice. I need some cornbread.
Rice and cornbread, boy.
Mm.
You,
Oh
you know,
boy.
yeah, man. You must work out hard. Rice and
Oh.
cornbread.
And I ain't had no homemade cornbread in a while.
But yeah,
Mm.
chop. I don't eat beef, but once a year, right? So what I substitute the oxtail with?
What?
Smoked, smoked turkey neck.
That's good.
I, yeah, man. I let it soak overnight to get some of the extra sodium off, and
Yeah.
I nice, yeah, but it's so time consuming the way I do it because I get it on a little, you season
Hey,
it up,
hey,
and I,
hey, Chop. Hey,
yeah,
Chop, I gotta ask you a question.
hmm
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. You got it.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me finish up real quick. And I put it
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
grill for a little bit. No,
Go ahead, go ahead.
no. I brown it in a pot real quick, right? Then I put it in the grill. Then I finish it up, in the steamer
Oh
or
yeah.
the slow cooker. Yeah. So it'll be falling off the bone, but the bone is still firm.
Mm.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Boy,
I
them
can't
smoke.
challenge
Hey,
you in the.
them smoked turkey necks, smoked turkey wings.
Yes,
Boy,
sir.
they do some to some fresh greens, boy.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
some butter beans.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, well, go ahead, Greg. You had something you want to say.
Oh yeah. When you brought them ribs out, champ, do you boil your ribs? Do you boil your ribs, or do you just wrap them up in like aluminum foil and bake them? Like like some people boil them. I don't believe in boiling.
Um, I don't boil them. I ain't wrapping them up, and I ain't baking them. Either
How you
I'm gonna
doing?
grill them, or
Oh,
I'm gonna put them in the rotisserie,
all right.
or I may cook them in the oven. But if I cook them in the oven, I'm gonna roast them in the oven.
Okay. I see.
Now, chop, right?
Yeah,
What's your favorite fish? Fish to work with. You ever cooked any shark?
I never cooked no shark, but I'm from the East Coast, so I love croakers, rockfish, perch, trout,
Mm.
bluegill. What else?
Tilapia.
That's about
Nah,
it.
I'm not eating no
But
tilapia. No, I'm not.
That's up
I don't
here.
mess with the
That's up
tilapia
here.
no more.
That's
You,
up
you,
here.
you,
What about
you
cod?
don't mess with
You
salmon.
cook some
You
cod?
don't mess with salmon.
Oh, I
What
eat
about
salmon
cod?
all day long.
You mess with cod?
Cod good too. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
What about the porgy? You don't mess with the porgy neither.
Porgy good too.
Oh, okay. I thought I caught you slipping there, but
Nah,
I know
nah,
someone. Yeah, man. I know someone who loves some conch, and some octopus. You ever had any of that?
I do the squid. I do squid. I do the squid every now and then.
What you fried up like you do the wings, or how you go about doing it?
I never cooked it before, but I eat it when I'm going to a restaurant or something, and that's
Now,
very
now,
often. That's very often.
now, Chop. Years ago, man, I was over my auntie house, and her friend was grilling some mussels.
Mm,
You ever had grilled mussels?
hmm
You did?
I just got turned on to the oysters though.
I don't like slimy food, man.
Nah, oysters are good.
And
You can
oysters,
roast them.
I can eat oysters roasted, but some of them people out there eat them raw. I can't eat them raw, man. I can't eat them. Some people eat them
Nah,
raw. I can't. I,
only thing only thing I'm eating raw
I
is the
know where
other
you're
stuff.
going, kid. I know where you're going, kid.
All right, ODB. All right,
I
ODB, the kitchen.
know. I knew where you was going, Tim. I knew. I knew.
Hey,
I took
hey,
you up and
man.
down with you. I took you up and down with
Hey, man. It's called a Troy Graham experience. They call it Chop Chop experience. Now, yeah, because you were saying you
Hey,
work with rice too.
what about Stevens? What about Stevens, Tim? What about Stevens? How you cooking Stevens?
You what?
Stevens. You guys call it Stevens down there, right? You got
What
Stevens.
is
You got
that?
Stevens. What is that?
your little necks, clams, little necks, Stevens.
Oh,
Muscles in the
clams.
name. Yeah, we call them Stevens up here.
Oh, wow.
We call them Stevens up
They're
here.
just clams. Now I eat the clams raw.
You eat the clams raw?
Nah, nah. What about this though, Chop?
What?
Uh,
What about the shrimp and stuff? When you work with them, you definitely take out the veins, right?
I ain't got. That's too much work, man. I need to eat.
What? Man, I can't eat no shrimp if I
you
don't take the veins
you
out,
get them
man.
deveined already. Hey Troy, you
What's
get
up?
them deveined already.
Yeah, but
You
that's
get
only
them
the top one
deveined.
though. That's not the bottom one. That's only the top vein. And that's on the larger shrimp. Usually have two veins in them, the top and the bottom.
Hey, Troy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Troy. Okay,
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
you gonna
oh,
take
oh.
out the vein, right?
Yes, sir.
So there's another
Okay,
vein.
so do, hold on. Nah. So when you eat the chicken leg, do you take the chicken vein out that vein out also?
Yeah, man. I clean everything.
Hey,
My grandmother taught me how to clean everything. I chop that thing up. I pick off the extra feathers, all of that.
No, I'm talking about on the
I,
chicken leg. You know, it be
on
a
the
vein on
inside.
the leg.
Yeah, the vein in the leg.
Yeah, on the
You can
chicken
take
leg.
that out too.
right?
You take
You
it
talking
out?
about inside? Okay, I think I do, man. But I don't recall doing it on the chicken leg. But I tell you what,
On the
I even
shrimp?
cut the nails on the no. I even cut the nails on the chicken foot sometime when I cook it. You know.
Oh, chicken feet is good. My mother turned me
Lo-
on to chicken feet.
right.
Man,
But you got to cut.
my
Yeah.
mother used to make some chicken feet stew. What?
Mm. With them potatoes?
My mother used to make some chicken feet stew. Boy, I'm telling you, he banging, he banging.
Chop. Hey, chop. I'm gonna turn you on to something, man. My
What?
grandmother used to make stuff stretch, so she would either get chicken backs or chicken feet, and you said the potatoes, and she would curry them up. Add add the rice and peas to that, man. We have curry chicken back or curry chicken foot.
Mm.
You should try that, man. I know you know how to cook curry chicken, so yeah,
Heck yeah.
there you go. Yeah, but tell us about your stuff that's coming out again, man. I know you said you had a line of this and that coming out, but do you have a launch date and all that? When is all that coming out?
Now we don't have a launch date yet. Still working with the manufacturers and stuff of producing what we really want to come out with first, which will be, I know we're gonna do the hats. We'll do the hats, and the other manufacturer's working on my knives. So I want my knives to come out the same time as my pots and pans. The
Now,
hardest part is getting my signature logo, which is going to be the chop chop one, but I want it engraved into my pots and pans at the bottom.
Hey, is that patent? Is that patented, Chip?
Yeah, my logo is.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
yeah. Now, yeah, Chop. Now,
That's pretty good.
how much say did you have in the design of all that stuff?
Oh, like 50-50 on the design part. I'm not too much caught up on the design. I like the way it look. They can show
Yeah,
me
yeah,
images,
yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It looks nice, man. Yeah,
With
it looks
me, I
nice.
just want to cook.
I like the logo too. Yeah, the logo's dope.
You got any sauces coming out or anything like that, Chop?
Eventually, I'm gonna have to sit down and create a recipe for the season that I'll be making. It's gonna be an
I can,
all-purpose season. That's what it's gonna be called, chop chop all-purpose.
I, you know what? I can see you having your own garden too. You have your own garden that you grow stuff out of, or not?
I ain't trying to get dirty.
What?
I'm staying in the kitchen.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what. I got a challenge for you though,
Hey,
Chop Chop.
What's
You know
that?
who else cooks, right? You know who else cook?
Who?
He got a line of sauces and all that too, right?
Who?
Bobby Brown.
Yeah, right.
Nah, he cooks. He's a cook, man. I might have to get him up in here with you, boy.
That's a bet. I challenge him
hey,
quick.
Troy.
I work on it.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah, Greg.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah, Greg. Go
Don,
ahead.
let me see
Yeah,
your weight.
yeah. I got someone else that you could put up. I got someone else too that be trying to cook. Agent Brown be making them jail dinners in hotel rooms.
Nah, that ain't cooking, man. That's not cooking.
Hey, kid, you
That's
see
that's
that? You see that? Did you see that, man? That was ridiculous. My boy was cooking oodles and noodles and Slim Jim.
What do you do?
Agent Brown was in a hotel room cooking
That
oodles and noodles and Slim Jims.
he had some chips chopped. He
That's
had two bowls of
Doritos. I don't know
something,
what he
right?
was doing.
Yeah. He had
Yo,
two
your
bowls
boy
of
had a
food.
hangover, Troy.
Right. But hold on a second, Greg. He had two bowls of food chopped and he dumped them into this one box. Then he had some chips that he crunched up on them, these cheesy chips, and they turned out like straight macaroni and cheese on it. When yeah, I can't mess around like that.
that
I
was
don't
a
know what he
very
was doing.
talented young man. He was very talented, but he let his talent go to waste. It's
Yeah.
sad.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It's,
Yep.
well, I always like to say it's still time, man. Oh, still time because he's not old.
He's
He's
getting
got
old though,
time.
Troy. He ain't
But
no slim chicken no
his
more.
body is much older. But his
Mm.
body though, man.
Well, if he keep eating like that, that's gonna ruin his body.
He's eating Doritos and Slim Jims and
Now, 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 Chop. When you were training, did you do your own cooking?
No, no, not when I was in training camp. But Don Turner, he let me cook sometime when I was getting ready for the Mayweather fight because he knew I liked to cook. But most of the time, I was in camp at Don King's camp in Florida. They had a cook there.
oh wow, that's nice, man.
You ever cook for the camp, or did you just cook for yourself?
Now they had a cook. Oh, when we was in Don Turner's camp, yeah, I cooked for the whole camp.
Okay. Who was in the camp with you at that time, man? If you want to drop some name.
Sergey Kovalev, he was in camp at that time with me getting ready for the Mayweather fight. And the other spawn partners, a fighter out of DC, Purcell Miller, he was down there. Hard Rock.
Percy Miller?
Yeah, Purcell Miller was in camp with us that time. And
Name sound familiar, man.
the heavyweight guy, Michael Grant, he was there.
Oh, I remember Michael Grant. Yeah,
Yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Grant.
yeah, yeah.
I think Michael fought.
6'7" Michael Grant, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lost. He got. I think he lost to Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, yeah. He got knocked out and tore his Achilles or whatever in the fight.
Lennox Lewis stopped him. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like Chop, you cook for any fighters right now?
The two that stay with me,
Who's that?
one of them, he's fighting his pro debut next week. On it, Vaughn, that fight is on Showtime. Yeah, he's doing his pro debut on the PBC card next week, next Saturday.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, man.
79.
What's his name, Chop?
You ran yet? All right. I need that run tonight. Good.
What's his name, Chop?
His name is Siobhan. Siobhan, what is it, Davis, right? Siobhan Davis. He's out of Ohio, Manfield, Ohio. He's fighting at 170 pounds. His pro debut.
All right, all right. You was manager?
Nah, I'm training him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you training fighters now?
Man, yep, I'm doing it. Yeah.
Is you're just training him? That's it?
Now I got like three other fighters that we're working with in the gym.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
You're gonna
Chris.
see by the
I'm sorry.
summertime, you're gonna see about 8 to 10 fighters that we're working with. It's gonna be called the Chop Squad. We did the
Oh, that's
logo
what's
and
up,
everything.
man. That's
I
what's
like
up.
that
That's
name,
what's up.
man. I definitely like that name.
It ain't
But
no
Chop,
mail. That's it right there. Them papers.
Chop. I got a
That
question
was
for
in
you
there.
from. Yeah, yeah. I got a question for you from Shelton Moore. Chop.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. He said. Yeah, he said it's that fight on the Chris Colbert card.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Mm,
Yep. His pro debut. 6 rounds.
6 rounds. Yeah, and you train him like you were trained, right?
I gotta make sure he eat right. Make sure he work right.
Yeah. Yeah, tell us about the meal breakdown when you're training as a fighter, man, because a lot of people don't know.
Everybody look at me and they say, how come he eats so much, but he always keep his weight down? And I tell him, it ain't what you eat, it's how you eat. Now, getting ready for a fight, as it get close to the fight, I pull back from some of the starch. And I cut off the starch and I go heavy on the vegetables.
Okay. What the greens and the roughage, or what do you talking?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Like say you do the cabbage, you do the green, you do the kale and all that.
Uh, it takes time for the fresh greens and everything, but I'm a broccoli man, so we always having broccoli, spinach, string beans. Um, we make the greens probably like once out of the month, but I make a big pot that way we'll have enough to last for a couple of days.
Also, right, I hear a lot of fighters talking about they eat steak before fighting all that. You do all that?
I stay away from that steak, and I prefer any fighter that I'm working with to leave that steak alone also because it's heavy. You
Is
can
that
eat a
is that
steak on
before?
wings. You eat a steak on, huh?
Is that you recommend they don't eat steak right before a fight, or is that like a week before the fight, or just all together? Like,
Uh, maybe a couple of weeks before the fight, you can have a steak because you can work it out, burn
okay.
it off. But steak
Oh, I
is
see.
it takes so long to digest in your system. Steak is heavy.
Hey, kid, can I ask you something? When back in the day when we was amateurs, like Golden Glovers and stuff, I noticed a lot of guys used to be right before the fight, right? They used to get a pure honey. and they down the honey right literally before their bout. Like if they was going on the third bout, when the second bout time, they'll start drinking that pure honey. You ever hear anything like that?
I heard about it. Don Turner told me about it. How the sugar it gives you a boost of energy.
Yeah, that's the
It was a picker
that's
upper.
why they did that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot though to do pure honey though, man. It's definitely a lot. What did you
Yeah,
do?
they used to do that, Troy. I remember I used to see guys doing that in the back, drinking that honey
Yeah,
right before the fight.
yeah, that's a lot though. So, Chop, what did you do? Like, right before a fight. What was your final meal? Right before a fight.
Chicken, vegetables, baked potato, or some rice with gravy.
I would think you wouldn't add the rice because it's heavy, but you still do the rice, huh?
I love the rice.
Yeah, I like rice too. My wife stayed cooking that wild rice. My wife stayed cooking that wild rice.
Now, Chop, you ever cook any duck or goose? I love them chickens,
Nah,
man.
Oh, there
nah.
you
Nah,
go.
I never had no duck yet. That duck is greasy though. I heard.
duck and the goose are greasy, Chop. Duck, like I got a duck breast in the freezer, right? There's a big slab
Yeah.
of fat I gotta cut off there. Then I gotta soak it and clean it. Goose is
Ugh.
ridiculous, man. Unless you get the breast, right? That's a
Mhm.
whole lot of work. The chop, that's a whole lot of work to get that skin off there.
Mm.
Most people turn skin into bacon, but I can't kill my heart like that. I can't do it. What's that one food that you, yeah, chop? What's that one food that you just have to have? It's kind of like your guilty sin.
That I got to have.
Yes, sir. Whether it's savory or sweet or sour, what is that one food you shouldn't have, but you got to
I
sneak it every
shouldn't.
now and then.
Chop don't got a sneak. I don't have no weight problem.
Did you ever have any
My
problems
thing
making
is
weight?
coffee.
Coffee?
Did you ever
Coffee.
have any problems
No,
making weight class? Making weight?
never. Nope.
Wow, man, you do all flavors of coffee too,
I
or
got
you
a
just
good
take it
friend.
black?
Oh, you see what color his head is? I don't like black.
You
I
don't
like
like
my
black
coffee.
coffee?
I
Hey,
like my coffee
hey,
light,
kid.
almost white, just right.
All right.
Hey,
I like my coffee the way I like. Hold up. I like my coffee the way I like my women. Light.
Okay. Well, we
hey,
complete
hey,
opposite.
kid. Hey, kid. You know you like clams.
Oh
And
yeah.
we
Oh
already know
yeah.
you like clams.
Light, nice and pink.
Oh Lord, we gonna get back on the coffee. We can back on the coffee. What about tea, chop chop? You like your tea too, huh? You like your tea, or you just stick with the
T- t-
coffee, man? Yeah, you say you don't dig the teas?
think you lost the audio. I think the audio went out, Troy.
No, no, he's just stuck on mute. You still stuck on mute, chop. Yeah, yeah, chop. You on mute. You gotta take yourself off mute. Well, that's not it. Yeah, Chop gonna figure out and jump back in, man. But yeah, he definitely the man in the kitchen, man.
I can
I can
see,
see
man.
that.
He know his stuff, man.
Yeah, he definitely knows stuff. When he was You was talking about the German chocolate cake. That ain't something you play around with, man.
That's
That is
hard to
not
make,
something you
huh?
play around with. Yeah, but let me shout out the chat while we wait for him. Let me shout out Ronald Finkley. Thank you for coming through. Lisa Bells, always a pleasure. Shelton Moore, big up yourself. Major Key Boxing, big up yourself. And Lisa again, big up yourself. I'm surprised you ain't jumping here and Major, and give me a recipe for the octopus. But yeah, everybody in the chat, Phil Carl Roberts, big up yourself, man. Everybody that stopped by and gave some time and some energy, man. I definitely want to thank you. Chop, why don't you log off and log back in? Go ahead, Chop. Just go ahead and log off and log back in because we got about 9 minutes left, and I want you to give your social media and everything.
I tried to send Delisa. I tried to send. I can't answer in the chat for some reason. For some reason, I can't put nothing in the chat, Troy. Oh,
Hey, hold on a second. I'm gonna reach out to Chop real quick.
oh. I don't know. Oh, damn. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh, there it is. All right. I got it. I got it. I got it. Boobay, you up? No, I wasn't waking you up. I was just saying if you was up. I didn't know if you was up. My boy Troy show. But you take a little intermission right now. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do this chat. This is aggravating me. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Oh. Wow. All right, there it is. Let me see. Testing. That goes through. No, I didn't go through. All right. I'm back. Get Greg's in the house. Punchingbagskunk.com. We get the best something about. Anybody there?
I'm still here. I'm talking to Chop on the back end.
Can I do a shout out right quick, Troy?
Hold on a second for me, Greg. Hold on a second for me. I'm still talking to Chop. But yeah, go ahead and shout out your show real quick, and I'll jump back on.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah, go check out when you get a shot. Go check out Punching Bag Skunk YouTube channel. We got some dynamite videos on there that you'll enjoy. Do some real hardcore talk. Just basically talking about color boxing affairs. You can go to the Punching Bag Skunk YouTube. Punchingbackskunk.com, the website. I got some nice videos on there, some nice stories. I got some guest writers on there, but I write most of the stuff myself. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. Go to the YouTube channel. Check out some of the videos. Let me know what you think. Peace. Punching bags. Come get them. All right, there it is. And oh.
All right, so Chop Chop had a personal issue to attend to, so he won't be coming back in. But look who popped up on the scene, ever clean and ever ready. The one and
What's
only,
up, guys?
the one and only Flush and Flash, Kevin
Yes,
Kelly.
Kevin Kelly in the house.
What's going on,
Yes,
guys? I'm
sir.
glad to see you.
What up, Chad?
What's going on?
It's good.
Everything
Oh,
great. Just help my son do. He's reading right now. He's reading his book. His book. He got a half-hour reading program with the kids. You
yeah,
know how it is, doing homework.
it's all good, man. Chop had a personal issue he had to attend to, so he had to
Yeah,
jump
he's a
off
sophomore
the
like me. I'm a chop.
yeah he
He
had to
was
jump
looking at Rick's book, though.
he had to jump off the live, but usually I close out the show, but you here, so we'll go for a few extra minutes, man, and we'll talk a little business with Kevin because I know that you transitioned from boxing into commentary, right, Kevin?
Yes, I got another date up coming up March 3rd. They're putting it together now. Hope they don't cancel. It's going to be in Queens. Um, I'm working for Eric B. and a guy named Erez. Erez's brother owns the sugar factories. So his promotion, that's a good company. It was I think our second show. The first show we made history. We did the first show up in Newburgh. So it's like, you put people together and it worked out. So he's just putting the card together now. I should get a call in a day or two. Find out, if things were good or bad. Because, people don't understand matchmaking is very, very difficult. Because what happens is when you're a promoter, a lot of times you put fights together and the commission rejects them. So you have an opponent, you have the fight, the commission says no. So putting fight cards together is very difficult.
Hey, Kevin, did you say Eric B?
I'll say that again one more time.
Did you say Eric B?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to sit up, Greg, because your mic sound kind of muffled, man.
Yep.
You're gonna have to sit up.
My mic is muffled. What about now? Can you guys hear me a little better now?
Yeah, hear you now. Eric B, yeah.
Yeah.
Eric B.
All right, yeah.
We go back. Me and Eric B been friends for 30 years.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, but
Hey,
now you got
Kevin Kelly, I want to ask you something real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Anything.
In 1987, right? I
Yes.
was at the National Golden Gloves in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I used to tell him I remember you from that tournament, man.
Yeah.
I remember you from
remember
that
that?
tournament.
You said Knoxville, Tennessee?
Huh?
You said Knoxville, Tennessee?
Knoxville, Tennessee in 1987. I was at the National Golden Gloves, and I remember you from that tournament. Yeah.
All right. I remember Knoxville, Tennessee. I was in Knoxville, Tennessee. I remember that.
Yep, 1987. I remember you from that tournament.
80.
And
wow, yeah. I was like number 2 or 3 in the country at that time at featherweight.
Yep.
And they were trying to make me qualify for 88 trials. And I remember it was crazy. Had to fight Carl Daniels, Sean B. Mitchell. You know, so they were trying to get rid of me.
Hey,
right.
You know,
How'd you do against? How'd you do against
qualify?
Yeah.
They couldn't get rid of me, man.
Yeah, Kevin, how'd you do against both of them in the amateurs? Sean Bay and you said Carl Daniels?
Yeah. Well, this is what happened. The last year I couldn't make the trials, right? At 119. I was kind of a shoo-in for the box off and everything. And what they did was I went to featherweight, but I couldn't get the weight off. So I had to remain at featherweight. So instead of pushing me through, they made me requalify. So when I requalified, the first person they put me against was Sean B. Mitchell, who was my roommate, because he was a featherweight, I was a bantamweight. And that was a very difficult fight. That was hard for me. That was very, very hard for me. And I edged him out, I think, by 1 point. It was an ugly fight. It wasn't really much trying, much.
Wasn't Sean B. Mitchell like a middleweight when he turned pro?
No. He fought at 140.
Oh, Daniels was.
Oh, he fought at 140?
Yeah. Yeah, so that went crazy. So that's how that worked out.
Yeah, because Carl was a southpaw as a pro, and he gave Terry Norris hell in that fight when he fought Terry Norris. He fought at 154. Yeah, Kevin, you frozen?
I think so.
Yeah, Kevin probably.
I'm trying to.
Go ahead, Kevin.
So, you see me?
Kevin. Yeah. We can see you, but you look like you're frozen. Go ahead and say something. Frozen? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can see and hear you, Kevin. You know, we can see and hear you just fine, but you're not moving when you're talking. It's kind of like you're frozen.
All right. So let me try to figure what I did. I did something here. I touched something. I don't know what I touched. Hold on. Let me see. I touched something. I'm looking for.
Oh, you sound good. If you want to leave it like this, you sound good, man.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get a visual with you guys too. Let me see what did I do? I did something. I touched something. You know, I'm trying to figure my phone. What did I touch? I'm looking for Troy Graham. I can't get it. I don't know why. You know, let me go back. Oh, I got you now. I got you. Oh no, I don't got you right now. Okay, let me go back and put.
Yeah, he gonna jump back on here. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I was Kevin Kelly. You never know what you're gonna get on the Troy Graham Experience. I usually go for an hour, but we were talking to Chef Chop tonight. It was gonna be Chop Chop's Kitchen, and we were flowing good with that. And I was gonna shut it down at 9, and then who pops into the room but the Flush and Flash Kevin Kelly? No, he's not back, is he? Okay, so there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
So I remember in Knoxville, Tennessee. I remember that's a long, long time ago. 87. That's a long, long time ago.
34 years. 34 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I remember Knoxville, Tennessee like yesterday. It's crazy.
Yeah, but Knoxville, tell us.
I'm a lot of amateurs. I mean, one thing about the amateur program in America, it's very simple. You know, I'll be in 2 tournaments at the same time. I'll be fighting one in North Carolina, and I have another one I got to do in Florida. It's amazing. So you're always active. You know what I'm saying? You're always active. Actually, the pros is a little bit harder than amateurs are a little bit harder than the pros because you got to watch your weight all the time. So you got to watch what you're eating while you're performing. You know what I'm saying? If you get injured, you still got to fight with it. I mean, it's amazing. You don't care what you do as an amateur. The pros is like a break. You get one fight and you train for a fight for 3 months and you get one fight. So it's a little easier, but it may be a little longer because you're fighting 10 rounds or 12 rounds or even 8 or even 6 rounds. So that's the problem. That's the difference, like I said. But I think they're still doing more research as far as the amateurs go, because the amateur programs are pretty good. I believe they should have better trainers, I think, as far as our amateurs go. When they change the rules, to the amateur boxing program, they the body shots don't count no more. A lot of things changed. People don't understand that. So when you change the fighter style, you change the game, and that's the problem with amateur boxing. That's why we haven't really progressed.
Doesn't it soften it when you take away things like that? Doesn't it soften the game when you take it? Now, Kevin, when you talk about the traveling, who actually pays for the traveling? Is that on you?
Well, the Amateur Boxing Federation does. You have a great time when you're a kid. You're 17 years old, 18 years old, and you're doing great things. You're flying around the country, around the world. It's actually giving you a great education because you're going to different countries. You're learning different things about different people. You're fighting some of the best amateur fighters in the world. Some of these guys should be pro that you're fighting. The Cubans and the Russians, they've been amateur for like 10 years. So you get a lot of experience. They are. So you get a lot of experience from fighting these amateurs. You learn a lot, and plus you learn about other countries, and you make friends with people. Like I was friends with Roy Jones and Riddick Bowe. We all traveled together. We relied on each other. You know what I'm saying? We all worked together. So you really don't know somebody until you work with them and you rely on them. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. The amateur program is a really good program, and it gets you ready for the pros. So when you go travel around the world as a pro, you've done it as an amateur already. And some of these fighters that you fight in the amateurs, you're gonna meet them in the pros again sometime.
You was on the U.S. traveling team, right?
Huh? Say that again. Your mic is really bad.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. Hey, Champ, you was on the U.S. traveling team the whole time, right?
Yeah, I did like 3 years on there. I did Scandinavia. I fought against Cuba. I fought against Ireland. So I was on the team with a lot of guys. I was on there with Eric Griffin. I was on there with Too Sharp. I was on there with Riddick, Roy Jones, Michael Bent, Ray Mercer.
I remember. Yeah, Michael Bent. I remember my boy Michael Bent.
Yeah, Tracy Patterson.
You remember a guy named Donald Stevens, Kevin?
Yeah, of course I know Donald Stevens.
That's who I lost to in the Nationals in '87.
I remember Donald Stevens. He was a good boxer. He was a very good boxer.
I lost to him in the quarterfinals that year in the Nationals.
Wow, Derek Steve. I remember him. I remember all those guys, man. Like I said, these guys that people don't talk about never became champion. Like Anthony Wilson. Right? We used to call him Sugar Ray. He was a really good fighter, man.
What happened to him, Kevin?
I don't know. Like I said, once we turn pro, our lives go different ways. And we might see them later, run into them, hopefully. Like James Harris. James Harris was a hell of a good fighter, too. And that's Too Sharp's brother. And James Harris is a heck of a fighter.
Okay. Yeah. Chop, you don't see a lot of the top fighters nowadays traveling out the country, though. A lot of them stay local in their cities or Vegas or something like that. But you don't see a lot of them traveling. Where I could remember, Ali traveled the world. Simon Brown traveled the world. Mike McCollum, he traveled. Like a lot of the older cats traveled. Why is it that this generation doesn't travel? They seem to find a home and they just stay there.
I think because some guys are just scared to travel. They don't see. We fear what we don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you think that the amateur program is better back then, or the amateur program is better right these days, Kevin?
Way better back then. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. For example, the last great squad was 88. That's the last great squad. Not saying because I was on it. I'm saying because we got more golds, more silver, and more gold medals, right? Than we had. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like the 84 team. 84 team, 88 team, okay, got medals, did very well. Okay?
Yeah.
So the bottom line is we got one gold medal after that, another one gold medal, and then we got no gold medal.
You
know what I'm
saying? Kevin, what? Oh, he fell off. That.
I can still hear him though.
You can still hear him? Nah, he got.
Yeah, unless that was
I
an
can't.
echo. It might have been an echo.
It
Because
might
you
have the
the
echo.
whole time I still got that. Like I heard him,
Yeah,
but no, he's gone now.
yeah. I'm gonna cut it off in about 20 minutes. So,
Yeah,
once
I
he
got to
jump
get
back
ready to roll
on,
out anyway, Troy. And I want to say thank you, man. I appreciate it. I had a great time, man. Hey,
no
thanks,
problem,
Troy.
brother. All right, man. It was good having you, brother.
Hope I didn't talk too much.
You all right, man? You all
My
right?
man, peace out, brother.
All right.
All right, peace.
So yeah, man, I'm just waiting to see if Kevin pops back on, and if not, it has been a very interesting night, man. We started off with Chop Chop's Kitchen talking about his transition from boxing into the culinary field, and I give it to Chop. He knows his stuff. I'm not messing with him when it comes to the bacon. On the cooking, I can hold my own with him, but the bacon, no sir. That's a complete. That's a beat down right there. That is a beat down that I'm not going to take in the kitchen from anybody. So much respect to him and his skills. Much respect to his mom for saying that my son is going to be a cook, right? So much respect. I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me talk to. Yeah, he's trying to get back on real quick. I'm gonna shut this down at 9:30. That'll be an hour and a half, so that's good. Don't want to overstay my welcome here. Sometimes people overstay their welcome. But Kevin is a great guest, man. He once he gets to talking, man, he knows his stuff. So he'll just keep on and keep it on. And he definitely knows his stuff because I believe he has a show of his own that he does. So once he comes back on here, I'll ask him. So yeah, I wish Bruce Goals. I wish that there was some volume control where I could talk to the people in the chat too. Somehow we can talk to each other while you're in the chat. The chat. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. That was Chop calling me. So hold on one second, y'all. I know. I'm trying to multitask while I'm on the air, so I got to do it. Got to do it. I'm still here, y'all. I'm just multitasking while I'm on the air. You know, Kevin's having some issues logging on, so I'm gonna help him out, get him on for the next 15 minutes. Excuse me, and then after that, I'm gonna shut it down. You know, had a good run, but time to shut it down. It's always wonderful having y'all, doing these shows, man. I love it. I've been doing the interviews hard. I do them hard for the last couple of weeks. I've had guest after guest. So in March, just to let you know, since March is right around the corner, it's Women's Empowerment Month. So you're gonna see all women on here next month. Women boxers, women managers, women trainers, women who are with like the WBC and WBO and can give you some ins and outs of that. Women who work with the Hall of Fame. And I got a lot of things coming in March. I have a powerhouse couple coming on the 21st, right? Then for all of you that are interested in the Hall of Fame, I have someone coming on here who's the president of the Hall of Fame. And he could break down the criteria of what you need to get in and everything. That's coming up as well, all on the Troy Graham experience. And then after March, I'm gonna slow down a bit or on the interviews and just start doing some live shows and go from there. Because interviews, believe it or not, they will take their toll on you over time, right? And there's only so many people you could talk to anyway in a lifetime. So in April, I'll slow it down a bit and go from there. But definitely, thank you, man. Always coming through and giving me the most precious thing you have, which is your time. Can never get time back, but I'll make sure that I use it wisely. I try to be as informative and entertaining as I can, you know. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Just wait for Kevin here to see what's up with him. Once he's jumping on, I'll let him finish what he has to say, and then I'll go ahead and log off and wish y'all a blessed day. All right. What do I press to get on? I don't see you in the chat, Kevin. Um, just press the link. Just hold on, Kevin. Let me see. Let me see, Kev. All right. Hold on, Kevin. Let me see. I'm in already. Let me see, Kev. I'm here. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here, y'all. I'm just trying to fix this issue here with Kevin. I'm dropping him notes and stuff to make sure he gets back on. I'm still here, y'all. I'm just trying. All right, we're still trying to figure this out. So, ah, got about 8 minutes now because I like to keep. All right, we're still trying to figure this out. Yeah. So, there we go. Let me. All right, I think I took care of the problem. We'll find out here in a few minutes. We shall find out. Or just send him a link directly to his messenger. So we'll see if we can log on with that. While we wait for Kevin, I'll just keep running my mouth. But I like what he was saying about the amateurs, because I remember even back in the day they used to have amateurs on TV. That was part of it. That was exciting. You got to see them, the up and coming fighters. Like I remember seeing Oscar come up, Floyd, Sugar Ray, and all that. Well, not so much Sugar Ray because I wasn't really dialed into boxing that much, but I do remember a lot of the amateurs coming up. They were closer in age to me. I do remember them, man. I do remember Oscar coming up, and he was this hot prospect and all that. And I remember Floyd coming up as well. There was some other hot prospects along the way too. I'm trying to think. Joppy was one of them. William Joppy, local cat. He was one of them, right? All right. Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. All right. He's still having some issues popping on, so I'm gonna shut her down. It's been a good run, as they say, but everything must come to an end. Everything. So we're gonna shut it down for the night. Thank you again. I'm gonna read off. Of course, I'm gonna read off the names. Hold on. Yes, 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 yes. It's been a wonderful, interesting night at the Troy Graham Experience. Technical difficulties aside, we started off with one champion and ended up with two. We started off in Chop Chop's kitchen, then it became Kevin Kelly's call as or Kevin Kelly popped in after Chop Chop had some personal issues he had to take care of. That is how these things work sometime, you know? That is definitely how they work. Sometimes you have no control over them, sometimes you do. So, but I want to shout out the good people that gave me their time, man. Definitely appreciate it. I know I wasn't at the top of my game today. I'm a little under the weather. But hey, we push on through, like Bob Marley says. Push on through. Ain't no reason to stop. You know, you push on through. Ronald Finkley, respect. Punching Bag, Skunk, respect. Lisa Bales, respect. Troy Graham. Shelton Moore, respect. Major Key, respect. We got Lisa again. You know, Ronald again, respect. Philip Carl Roberts, respect. Always say his name like that. The man with three names. Bruce Goes, Boxing Jazz and more, respect. Kevin Kelly, thank you for coming through. Chop Chop, thank you for coming, bringing the Chop Chop's Kitchen to the Troy Graham experience. And yes, it was an experience tonight. My good brother, you know your stuff in that kitchen, man. You know your stuff in that kitchen. So, but one of these days, we're going to have to meet up and do the challenge thing. They're going to put some meat in front of us and we're gonna put it down. It's gonna be the experience against Chop Chop's Kitchen. Let nothing hold you back from your dreams, man. Nothing. Walk that path. The good Lord has laid out a path for you. Walk it, no matter how you feel. I'm not at 100% today, or else I'd be a whole lot more energetic. But you know, it is what it is. You find the strength to push on through, like I said. Let nothing stop you from being the best you that you could be. Once you find your brilliance, you grab that and you run with it and let no one tell you that you're not as powerful as you believe yourself to be. Don't get power and don't get your self power and confused with arrogance. There's two different things. Arrogant man has to be arrogant because he has nothing else. A man who knows his own brilliance and knows his own power, he doesn't need to show his ass. He doesn't need to shine all the time. You wanna know why? Because he knows his true power. Whether you understand it or you know it or not, that's a small thing to him. You know, that's a small thing. Like I always say, you never hear the moon howling at the wolf. The wolf howls at the moon. So be the damn moon and let the wolves howl all they want. And on that note, I'm going to say bless up one and all. And like I said, if standing by my side, and why should I be afraid, y'all? Why should I be afraid? Yes, yeah. Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out. Respect and good night, one.